hard work actually works, and with virtually everything. It might not make you the best at whatever it is you're pursuing, but it will certainly make you better than you are.
Do you think Elon Musk has work-life balance? No. Do you think Steve Jobs, when he was alive, had work-life balance? No. Do you think Bill Gates? No. Henry Ford? No. Original Heineken? No. So if none of those people that created the wealth of the world had work-life balance, why do you think you're going to have it? Why? Because you deserve it? I don't think so. You deserve what you get in life by working hard.
Man, it's crazy, but you know, I had a couple things in my life that I wanted to accomplish, and I didn't get them done. You know, and I know it's not too late, but I kind of like got to that point where it's like, you know, I just can't do it. Like I put forth a valiant effort and I just can't do it. And so he was like, oh, what was one of them? And I was like, what you just said, 100 miles. I wanted to run a marathon. And he was like, oh, okay, cool. You really want to run a marathon? And I was like, in my mind, yeah.
At the end of the day, only execution matters. So if you have big dreams, if you have goals, something that you're trying to accomplish in your life, you're going to have to execute against that.
No, you for real? I said, bro, I'm not as for real as I can be about something that I want to do but that I didn't do.
Yeah.
You know, so he was like, oh, okay. I just finished speaking. Stayed to hear Tim Tebow, because, you know, you hear stuff about speakers. And so I was like, Dawkins was there, Brian Dawkins, but I missed him. And so I was like, let me check Tim out. And so right after it was over, so he was like, all right, well, if you want to run a marathon, come on. And I was like, what? He's like, come on, let's go get started. We'll do it together. And I was like, okay, bro, like right now? He's like, well, if you want to do it, when would be the best time to do it? And I was like, okay, I guess now.
So do me a favor, let it destroy you. The version of you that you are right now is a blessing, but it won't take you to the next level. What got you here won't take you there. So let the dream destroy you, tear you down, redefine you, build you back up, make you stronger.
We're built to walk uphill. And when you reach the pinnacle of the hill, you want to stop and appreciate the vision, but the next thing you want is a higher hill in the distance, because it's the uphill climb that it's from the uphill climb that we derive our value. And I mean this technically. So almost all the positive emotion we feel, especially the emotion that fills us with enthusiasm, and that's to be filled with the Spirit of God, by the way, because that's what enthusiasm means. That's experienced in relationship to a goal.
How many people in your immediate environment, those people who are in your sacred circle, represent people who are on the same mission as you? Or do you have a bunch of people on your list who are not on the same mission as you, and those individuals are pulling you down? I just want you to ask that. This is important. This is one of our last slides. This is important. E.T., how do you do what you do? I have cut off the people who are not on the same mission with me, and yes, they are very upset, and yes, they said some nasty things about me, but guess what? I cut them off anyway, and I've surrounded myself with people who have the same values, who have the same mindset, and people who want to accomplish what I want to accomplish. All right, so you've all heard this story. All right, I'll end with this story. You always heard this story. All right, so it says every day in Africa, in the safari, a lion wakes up. Every single day in the safari, a lion wakes up, right? And every single day in the safari, a gazelle wakes up. I love it. I love it. It says, though, here's what's funny. It says that if you wake up and you're a gazelle, you realize if you're going to survive as a gazelle, if you're going to survive, you must outrun the slowest gazelle.
What you have to do when it's not working with a girl is wish them luck, to give them the best of luck, wish them luck, walk away and don't look back. And you're still gonna get those emotions, those things are still gonna hit you, but walk away and don't look back. And there's two reasons for that. Number one, if there's any chance that it's gonna work out, the best possible way for you to get it to work out is by walking away, by wishing them luck, walking away and don't look back. That's the best way.
How so?
Because if there is something there, then she will let you know eventually. And if there's nothing there, You're going to know that too because you never hear from her again. That's fine. The protocol for getting her back is to walk away and don't look back. That's the protocol, is to move on. The protocol, if she doesn't want you back, is to walk away and don't look back. So look, and I know it's hard, but you'll get some of those waves, but those waves will become less frequent and they'll become less powerful, and eventually you can move on.
The advice I would give to my 20-year-old self would be to work harder. You know, even when it feels like the work isn't mattering, it will matter. You know, delayed does not mean denied. I know, young man, that you want things. Keep putting the work in. It's all about the work. Have faith and trust that the seeds that you plant today will grow into the tree that you want it to be.
I'm telling you to dream your dream because I want you to feel it. I want you to taste it. I want you to know how close. I want you, just like when the weather is changing, you can feel it. I want you to be able to feel when you're getting closer to it and closer to it. But more importantly, I want you to know when you dream your dream that there are other people who are dreaming the exact same dream. When you said to yourself, when the ball comes down, this is what I want to accomplish, you're not the only person that wants to accomplish it. And now I ask you this question: what do you do when 1,000 other people want exactly what you want? What do you do when you're not the only one that wants to make $1 million in your company? You're not the only one that wants to be the president. You're not the only one that wants to be the CEO. What if you're not the only one that wants what you want? What if there are thousands of other people who want what you want? You have to outwork them. You gotta outgrind them. You gotta get up earlier. You gotta stay up later. You've gotta execute, and you've gotta go from 70.
And I said the hardest part a lot of times is just getting yourself to start. And if you can learn to get yourself to start when you don't feel like it, when you're tired, when you don't want to.
Yeah.
That's the key to success, is to be able to get yourself to start, right?
Yeah.
You got to get to the gym. The hard part's not the workout sometimes. The hard part is saying no to the girlfriend.
Yeah.
The hard part is turning off the video game.
Yeah.
The hard part is turning off the football game.
Yeah.
The hard part is saying no to your friends who want to go to the beach so you can go do the work that you need to do.
You know what I mean? So it's like, you know, very few people bet on the underdog. But if you would have, you would have won big. And that happened to be us. We bet on ourselves as underdogs. I sold my Rolex chain and my Alpinas and bought studio equipment. You know what I'm saying? And it was the best decision I made. I shut down my spot. I was hustling, and I stopped hustling and went broke for a time and started getting treated different by girls because I wasn't balling as a teenager no more, and people started looking like I fell off, and I dealt with all that. But it was the best decision I made, and that was an example of me betting on the long shot, which was rap music, and myself, you know what I mean? And it's a large profit margin because I made so much more money off of buying that equipment than I would have if I just stayed in my bracket as a hustler.
Our feet become heavy, lungs start to bleed, and our hearts racing. It's in this state that we get to find out the true value of our dreams. For we all know what's right and wrong in a sedative state. We all know when we're relaxed exactly the person we want to become. The question is, do we believe we can become it? Without that belief, every journey will run into a debate. That debate is when pain starts to fill the body. You weigh the temporary pain versus a lifetime of pride. What are you gonna do? How bad do you want it? There's two options: to continue forward, pushing upward. And if you do, that dream is given birth, and forever you will live in the reality of it. If you stop, quit, throw in the towel, I promise you there's no distance you can travel far enough to ever find that dream again. For it is dead. And in its death, it's replaced by regret. Right now, it's your choice.
If you go to the gym and you work out and you come back and you look in the mirror, you will see nothing. And if you go to the gym the next day and you come back and you look in the mirror, you will see nothing. So clearly there's no results, can't be measured, it must not be effective. So we quit. If you believe there's something there, you commit yourself to an act of service. You commit yourself to the regime, the exercise. You can screw it up. You can eat chocolate cake one day, you can skip a day or two. You know, it allows for that. But if you stick with it consistently, I'm not exactly sure what day, but I know you'll start getting into shape. I know it. And the same with the relationship. It's not about the events. It's not about intensity. It's about consistency.
Motivation is a feeling that comes and goes, and it doesn't matter whether it's there or not. Discipline is infinitely more important. So no matter how you feel, get up and do what you're supposed to do. That's it. And that's discipline. It's not motivation. If you only did what you were supposed to do when you were motivated to do it, that's leaving it to chance. But if you're disciplined, you go do what you're supposed to do. That's the way it works.
Growth in life requires consistency. Consistency can often seem insignificant, pretty, non-attractive. It's not a glamorous topic until inconsistency hits you personally. A lifestyle of consistency may not get Instagram popularity, but you best believe that consistency has an immense amount of power. Ask any professional, ask any CEO, ask anyone who has done anything with their life and with what God has given them, and they will say it wasn't just their gift, it was a lot of hard work, it was days where they wanted to quit and they kept pressing through. It's the power of consistency. It can shape your career, it can shape your marriage, it can bring you into financial success and a place of flourishing. Consistently saving, consistently investing, consistently sowing, consistently tithing.
When you're a kid, you're all potential. It's chaotic potential. It can manifest itself in any number of ways. And maybe you don't want to give that up. So you're like Peter Pan. You want to be a kid forever because you don't want to give up the potential. And you look out in the world and all you see are Captain Hooks, who've lost a hand, who are chased by death because that's the clock in the crocodile. It's already got a taste of him. He's terrified by death and he's a tyrant. Well, I don't want to grow up to be that. So I won't be disciplined at all. Well, that's no good because the way the potential transforms itself into actuality is through discipline. You say, well, I don't know what to do. It's like, that's okay. Nobody does. Go do something. Do the best thing that you can think of. Put the best plan you have into practice. It's not going to be perfect and it will change along the way, but it will change partly because you become disciplined pursuing the path. And as you become disciplined, you become wiser. And as you become wiser, you become able to formulate better and better plans.
If you're not getting past this today, this week, this month, this year, all of a sudden a decade goes by and you're still hung up and you can't get rid of that thing. If it's holding you back from going where you want to go, maybe you should just deny the thing ever happened. Yeah. Kick it in the head. Yeah. Kick it off the curb. I'm done with you. I'm sick of you. I'm tired of hanging out with you. I'm tired of that thing, whatever it is, holding me back from going where I want to go.
And this thing that people do where they avoid discomfort, it sounds ridiculous, but then it just creates more discomfort. You don't realize that in embracing discomfort and forcing yourself to do something very uncomfortable that you can control, like an ice bath, like a sauna, like a run, like a workout, you are eliminating another form of discomfort. You can do that. I'm always working out. I'm always exhausted. I'm always taking ice baths. I was in the sauna before I got here today. I'm always doing something. Always. I never have a day where there's not some kind of struggle. If I have a day where I just lay around, I'm like, this is weird. Like one day, like it's one of the things that I have to do on vacation. When I get up in the morning, whenever I'm on vacation, the first thing I do is work out.
That life has this cyclical nature where it's, what you do on Monday, it's fantastic, but then Tuesday is a bad day. But guess what? There's Wednesday. Yeah. So are we just supposed to live our lives like this the whole time? Versus just staying like this and understanding that it's really just a journey of evolution every day. It's just constant improvement, constant curiosity, constantly getting better. The results don't really matter. It's the figuring out that matters. Consistency of work. Monday, get better. Tuesday, get better. Wednesday, get better, right? And you do that over a period of time, not like 1 month or 2 months. I mean, it's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years. And then you can get to where you want to go.
When you can't stay motivated, stay consistent. All right? Consistency gonna bring back your motivation. no matter what it is. You heard? Basketball players, rappers, sanitation people, whatever it is, you dig? That consistency, staying on point, staying disciplined, and staying focused, no matter on them days that's hard, you're gonna make the days that you are motivated that much greater.
Well, it might take me 3 days to do one song, because I might just do like the intro of that motherfucker, then the next day. But the thing is consistency. So if I do 3 hours a day every day for 365 days, I just did outstanding numbers. You know what I'm saying? It ain't what you do, it's how you do it. You know what I'm saying? So as long as you stay consistent with it, you go win every time. I only do 3 hours a day. I'm not a rapper, because you want to make sure you're working at your best mind quality when your mind is working the best. We go to jobs and we spend 9 hours a day doing something for somebody else. I can invest 3 hours a day into my craft and then take time to live my life at the same time. I'm winning.
It's just consistency. You gotta really put that. You don't gotta even work as hard as people think. You gotta just put that work in. You gotta do something. It can't be no days when you sleep all day. It can't be no days. You can't let nobody. If you a female, you can't let a dude stress you out. You can't have a female stressing you out. You gotta understand that you gotta invest that time into your life. And right now, it don't really matter. The future is what really matters. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So none of this shit man. You could be in the bucket, no gas, you stressing out. You can't think about the painful part of it. You gotta keep rocking and putting that work in, and everything will change for you.
Consistency doesn't guarantee that you'll be successful, but not being consistent will guarantee that you won't reach success. Instead of spending time getting in the mood to work, just start working, confront the work. People think they need perfect conditions to start, when in reality, starting is the perfect condition.
What they see is the person up there on the stage. But every single great success was at one time a failure. And they failed and failed and failed and failed over and over again. And all great successes are a story of failure, 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 failure. Outstanding success. Boy, ain't he lucky. Isn't that right? Boy, he was lucky. He sure had the right connections. So consistency is important. And even if you don't see yourself getting the results, be consistent. Keep working. Steady, steady, steady. Knowing that you're accumulating. You're putting yourself on the side of the angels when you're working consistently. Finally, with regard to consistency, guard your integrity as a sacred thing. As Ralph Waldo Emerson said, nothing at last is sacred but the integrity of your own mind. Never compromise your integrity for anything, and never compromise your peace of mind for anything. You see, compromising your peace of mind is a way of compromising your integrity.
You have to be consistently good to be great. You gotta be consistently good to be. Everybody wants to be great, but what's being great look like? Being great looks like being consistently good.
On the other side, it's like, I don't know who said the saying, but like usually, you're the closest to getting what you want is always the hardest. It's always the feeling when you're getting ready to, people give up right before they get what they've always wanted to get. People quit and they give up. And I will not be the person who quit before I got what I wanted or what I needed or what I felt I was supposed to have, and if that wasn't for me, it wasn't for me. I'm gonna keep grinding, I'm gonna keep knocking on the door until I get what I feel. That's been something I've always felt.
Let me use Hell Week. This is a perfect example. Hell Week's 130 hours. And 130 hours is a lot of seconds. A lot of fucking seconds. And if you lose, let's say you win every second but one, you lost. It only takes 1 second for you to lose the whole thing. So the 1 second decision is just that. You're in a situation where life is sucking. Let's say you're in extreme cold water and your life is flashing before your eyes. Every time that wave goes over your head, your thought process is, I gotta get the fuck out of this water. And you're in Hell Week. And you're hour one of 130 fucking hours.
If it's a Zumba class, if it's Pilates, if it's yoga, if it's dance class, if it's lifting weights, if it's cardio machines, you like doing it, you're consistent with it, God bless you, go and do it. It's a little resistance, no big deal. You'll get to the heavy stuff later. Go to the gym, go get some activity, challenge yourself. If you just hate lifting barbells and dumbbells, but you like machines, my God, do machines. Try to make it as not necessarily easier, but as convenient as possible for yourself.
I think, listen, once you get past the hard part of doing something long enough, it feels weirder not to do it than to do it. Like for me, exercise is one of those things where if I don't exercise that day, it feels weird. It feels almost uncomfortable to me. Basically, you just gotta stop making excuses, get through the first 30 days, the first 60 days, and after that, it'll feel more weird not doing the thing than it does doing the thing.
You need to get to a point in your life where there's nothing on the docket. There's no 5K, there's no I'm going to get into school to be this or that, and still perform to the highest level. Because what people don't get is one day that thing's going to come up. And if you're not constantly performing without purpose, you're not going to be ready when the time comes. It's this magical thing, purpose, that we're all looking for. But what's funny about it all is that we need these things to perform. But we don't take a second to realize the purpose is always there. The purpose never leaves us, because the very purpose is you. You are always the purpose.
And it's so true. I mean, when you think about, like, I'm 54 years old right now. Like that. I mean, it just flew by. And you think when you're young that you have all this time. You have no time. There's no time. I mean, one of the quotes on the wall in the gym in there is, there is no tomorrow, from Rocky 3. There is no tomorrow. Let's get all this shit done today. I don't even want to go to bed at night. I don't even want to go to sleep. I want to stay up. I wish I can do 24 hours and never have to sleep. That's how much I love my life. Create a life that you can't wait to wake up to.
I saw that.
I live that life. I hate to sleep. I hate sleeping.
I've never heard that before.
I hate sleeping.
How much sleep do you get?
Not much.
What's that?
4 or 5 a night. I hate sleep. I love every minute of my life. Love every minute of it. I can't wait to wake up tomorrow. I can't wait to start tomorrow. And when you really feel that way, I really don't give a shit about a lot of things.
You can't do that with your life. I can do it with a sand timer, but I can't do it with my life. But I can be more effective now by making up my mind I'm going to be. And that's what I recommend you do. Don't waste your time. Do you know that everybody alive gets exactly the same amount of time we get all there is? It's what we do with it that makes a difference. Don't waste your life. Set your goals high. Quit thinking about what's wrong. Start thinking of what's right. Love a little more, hate a little less. You have no idea what you're capable of doing. Make up your mind today, you're going to figure it out.
You don't have enough time, and no one does. We're all running out of time. That is why we can't waste any time. Can't waste time sitting around and doing nothing, scrolling through social media. Can't do that. You can't waste time, not a second. In fact, what you need to do every chance you get is you need to make time. You need to get up earlier, rest less between your sets when you're working out, focus harder when you're at work so you can get the job done faster. See where you can save 3 minutes or 5 minutes or 10 minutes. You save those 3 minutes, you save those 5 minutes, and those minutes add up. And those minutes become hours and days and weeks. That is how you make time. Get that sense of urgency and go get after it.
Unreal how much time you waste during the day. And most of it is on these fucking computers, phones, Instagramming back and forth, whatever the fuck you call this shit nowadays, tweeting and texting and shit. We waste so much time on our little gadgets. It's unreal. And we talk about we have no time. If you really you have to take your day and write down this one day. Everything you do, write that down, and you're like, my God, I am wasting so much time on frivolous bullshit. It's not even funny. I mean, it will, if it doesn't infuriate you, it should. Because there's so much time. I can't get it in. Look at your schedule. You just wasted 7 hours today on bullshit. I mean, and you don't have an hour a day to try to get something in for yourself. I guarantee everybody can find an hour.
I feel like everybody judges by success of money or business accomplishments or games you won and things like that. The true measure of success is how happy are you? I know some guys that are fucking crazy rich and the most miserable human beings you could ever meet. If you get up every day and you're really happy and you really do enjoy and love your life and you love doing, you're surrounded by people you love doing it with, you could not be more successful. And it doesn't have to be this, my life and what I do. It can just be your own version of whatever makes you happy every day.
How many hours a day you waste or how many hours a week you waste. And the classic answer is something like 4 to 6 hours a day. You know, inefficient studying, watching things on YouTube that not only do you not want to watch, that you don't even care about, that make you feel horrible about watching after you're done. That's probably 4 hours right there. You know, you think, well, that's 25 hours a week, it's 100 hours a month, that's 2.5 full work weeks, it's half a year of work weeks per year. And so if your life isn't everything it could be, you could ask yourself, well, what would happen if you just stopped wasting the opportunities that are in front of you? You'd be, who knows how much more efficient? 10 times more efficient, 20 times more efficient. That's the Pareto distribution. You have no idea how efficient people get. It's off the charts.
I think the second part I want to start with, which is, if you see that you have an empty calendar, most people assume that if someone asks you for that time, it's therefore theirs. And it's only not theirs when someone else has claimed it, which means that your time only belongs to other people. And then you're surprised by the fact that your investment of time has yielded nothing for you when you've given the only and most valuable asset that you have to everyone else, who often give a very poor return on it for you. And so in the beginning, if you don't have money, the only thing you have is time. And so that is the only thing it's the only currency you can spend to improve yourself or get closer to your goals. And so if that's the one currency you have, then why on earth would you give it away?
So why do I put more emphasis on time than I put on money? Because they print money. They don't print time. No, I'm gonna say it one more time. You are worshiping the thing that they make every day. They don't make time every day.
The bottom line is, constraints can be useful. Discipline equals freedom. Parkinson's law. Know it, understand it. Don't fall into the trap of giving yourself a bunch of time, because you'll use it all, and we don't have unlimited time.
Everybody deserves to eat. Not everybody deserves to eat at your table. Who you invest your time with and spend your time with, is it valuable? Or are you just wasting time?
Wow.
Don't waste your time. Time is the most valuable thing that you have. Every moment should be accounted for. You should feel great about. You learned something. If you're not learning, you're dying.
There's a saying that if you're waiting for the perfect moment, you'll be waiting all your life. And there's a substantial amount of truth to that, right? For the simple reason that growth and evolution means you are moving into something you are not yet equipped to handle, right? That's what growth is. You step into this chaos, you look around you, you figure it out, and you become accustomed to it. Eventually, it becomes normal, and then you step on to the next step, right? It's an evolution. It's a never-ending staircase. But if you're waiting until you feel like you have all the answers or you know everything, until the moment's perfect, you will be at the bottom of that staircase looking up forever. And, you know, life is too short for that.
I think one of the things is the way that we approach time. This is something that almost no one talks about anymore. So I feel like you may be behind. You may actually be behind your destiny right now. Like maybe you're not on pace. In fact, I think most people watching this, listening, will say, I am behind on achieving my destiny. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but I feel like it's slipping. I feel like I'm behind. So you better figure out time differently. And you can bend and manipulate time to your advantage. The most stupid, antiquated, ridiculous concept on planet Earth today very, very well may be that a day is 24 hours.
I'm saying to you today that there are some of you, if you give up your cell phone, you would be successful. But your cell phone is more important to you than your success. I'm gonna say it again, I'm gonna hurt somebody. I'm gonna hurt somebody. Some of you need to give up your cell phone because the time you spend on your cell phone could be used for your success. The time you could be using to be successful, you're using it on the cell. And the cell phone is not bringing you nothing but a bill. And somebody has told you you couldn't live without it. I'm talking about going deep now, giving up stuff. Watch what it says. To be able at any moment to sacrifice what we are for what we could be.
As a leader of a team, it's also your responsibility to elevate the rest of the guys. That's a very trivial way to look at things. What you have to do is you have to get them emotionally to want to be better. You have to get them to an emotional space where they wake up every morning driven to be the best version of themselves, right? And how do you do that? Right? And in practice, for me, it was a chance to drive them, to challenge them, right? And this is where you have to know your teammates, because if it's late, we just had a back-to-back and we had practice the next day and you show up and guys don't feel like going through the motions, don't feel like practicing. It's important to know each and every one of them individually, personally, because then you know what nerve to touch. And if practice is more intense and harder than a game 7 will be, then a game 7 will be easy. But if it's not, then that's when teams start folding and capitulating.
Never, ever quit.
I could have all these ambitions, and you guys have all these ambitions, which is great. It's important. I'll play this role, you'll play that role. I'll execute this thing, and it'll come out this summer. You guys will execute this thing during the summer, right, when it's time to really put in a lot more work. But the key with me is just always finding what the anchor is. And the fucking anchor is getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning every day before anybody else, and grounding my thought process is in the no one will outwork me. No one.
A lot of people can give up. It's easy to give up. It's the easiest thing in the world to do. I'm done. I ain't going. I ain't gonna keep going. Yeah, I don't feel like going to work. I'm done.
Yeah, man.
It's easy. It's very easy. But what's hard is going, yesterday I got nothing from working as hard as I could. Nothing happened from that. I'm gonna do the same thing again today, but I'm gonna try to work harder. That's the hardest thing in the world. To get up every day and give 100% and be in the same position that you were each day, but mentally know that you're trying and trying and trying. That's a real grind.
But I remember we were playing against the Lakers, Tom, and we were out here in LA. So the game was at 7. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna come to the Staples Center, because we're playing, this is when the Lakers had Kobe and Shaq. I was like, I'm gonna get there at 3 o'clock, and I wanna make sure I make 400 made shots. Get there, and as I'm walking onto the court, who do I see? I see Kobe Bryant, already working out. So once I set my foot across that line, I started working out. And so I worked out for a good hour and a half. And when I came off, after I was done, I sat down, and of course I still heard the ball bouncing. I look down, I'm like, this guy's still working out? And after the game is over, I'm like, I have to ask this guy. Like, I have to understand, like, why he works like that. Right. So after the game is over, I'm like, hey, Kobe, like, why were you in the gym for so long? He's like, because I saw you come in, that it doesn't matter how hard you work, that I'm willing to work harder than you.
If you're going to be lazy in any regard, you have to understand there are people like me who are billionaires who work 18 hours a day. When I finish this, I get into my car and I open my laptop and I work on my way to my next appointment. And then I'm going to work all night until the day when I go to sleep, I close my laptop and I'm asleep immediately. I work. That's all I do.
This is the thing about the world. People don't want work ethic to be part of the equation. It's hard for people to accept the amount of hours it takes to build something meaningful in parenting, in business, in the world. It's daunting for many, but it is fully a part of it. And the way I think most people are able to achieve the work ethic to do something special is they like it, so it doesn't feel like work.
But it's crazy. I think about it like this. I say, okay, you got 24 hours in a day. 8 hours you sleep, right? And most people work a 9 to 5. So 8 hours you're working. 16 hours. Okay, so we had 16 hours. We got breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So we had 19. Take you an hour to get ready. So we had 20 hours. So you guys cannot spend 4 hours going talking about, oh, they lying, oh, I like this photo. Oh, they faking, sending photos to other people. Y'all got to get focused. I'm where I'm at because I'm focused. Tunnel vision. I'm focused on what I got to do. Y'all got to have a game plan. Go back to the gym,
work because you have more to show. You understand? Life continue. You cannot live in the past. I'm really good on that, you understand? I learned by the years that, listen, Cristiano, let's go. Because pain, you're gonna have all the time, uncertainty and constant work. Constant work, constant work. It doesn't matter what's happening. It's gonna happen in your life. You have to continue. This is the way I see the life.
By taking a job, when you would show up at a gig and you'd be working there Tuesday through Sunday and then take a day job and work 9 to 5, that is more hustle and more hustle mindset than anything you're ever gonna get out of an Anthony Robbins book. Like that is like just doing it. Just doing it makes you do more. Like do more hard shit makes you do more hard shit. Yeah. Understanding that you want it bad, so you're willing to put into work and do things you don't want to do. It's what makes you have that confidence that you know how to push through, and the mentality that I'm the type of dude to get shit done. Like I'm not gonna waste my day just sitting around a fucking hotel room. No, I'm gonna go to work. Most people who are doing motivational speaking should stop. They should stop. You're just robbing people. You're not even motivated yourself. Like I want to wake you up at 3 o'clock in the morning and go, come on man, we're going running. Like I want to see what you do when you're tired. I want to see how you push yourself. Come on man, get up again tomorrow, get up again tomorrow, get up again tomorrow, the next day, get up, keep going.
The feeling I was looking for in my life, I found it. It wasn't money, it wasn't fame, it wasn't awards, it was that feeling I have right now. The feeling of I'm about to break down, but it's not of like, oh my God, I'm upset. It's like I worked myself so hard that I turned a person this fucked up into this motherfucker right here. Not off of reading a book off a theorist, off of going to work on myself and saying, I don't know how to do this, but I know that to get over there to that fucking side, I gotta grind myself into a fucking fine powder.
I didn't grow up with money. I didn't grow up with anything. I basically did it all myself. I didn't have money to go to acting school, so I never went to acting school. I really enjoy working hard. You know, I'm up early in the morning. I'm up 4 or 5 in the morning. I rarely take vacations in my whole life. That's really what I think life is about. It's about learning new things. It's about challenging yourself. It's about always never just sitting back and taking anything for granted and enjoying life. And so it's afforded me an incredible life.
I saw myself as someone who probably had some other traits that maybe were hard to identify, but that were really sustainable over time, which was, I would say, work ethic and discipline. And that was instilled in me by, I think, my parents. I mean, there was part of it that they gave me, but also just behaviorally growing up in an environment where my dad was out to work every morning, you know, trying to go make a living for our family. And my mom woke up every day trying to figure out how to make sure the home was comfortable for us and, you know, to support the kid.
If you can do that, it'll change your life. You'll really start making decisions and living your life like this all you got, just this one day. But you could be a winner. You could be a winner on this day. It's just work ethic. And not the work ethic they talk about. They tell you work ethic where they do all these movies. I'm the hardest working man. Well, no, everybody goes to work every day. Right. Yeah. I'm saying, I go to work all the time. Everybody who works goes to work every day. Shut up. Shut up. You get, what? You think I respect you more than my gardener? I don't. He work every day.
If working smart gets you a lot done in an hour a day, then you should work smart for 12 hours a day and get 12 times the work done. I am absolutely and utterly a believer in hard work. I'm a proponent of hard work. I have all this money and all I do is work. My entire life is work. This podcast is work. I'm getting in the car and going to another meeting, work. I want to go to the gym so I'm in good shape, work. It's all work. My entire life is work. And people don't want to look at life that way. They want to talk about work-life balance and being lazy and all this crap. I don't believe in any of that. I believe in, if you want to win, you have to outcompete the man who's prepared to do nothing but work. It's player versus player. If you're going to sit there and go, I don't want to work more than an hour a day, well, the guy who does want to work more than an hour a day is going to beat you.
So, work hard, like, every waking hour. That's the thing I would say, particularly if you're starting a company. And I mean, if you do simple math, say like, okay, if somebody else is working 50 hours and you're working 100, you'll get twice as much done in the course of a year as the other company. Sleeping in the factory, I worked in the paint shop, general assembly, body shop. No one should
put this many hours into work. This is not good. And people should not work this hard. They should not do this. It's very painful. It hurts my brain and my heart.
You have to decide if you are willing to do the things to put you in that category. Rich people don't sleep 8 hours a day. That's a third of your life. It ain't but 24 hours in a day. You cannot be sleep 8 hours a day. You can't live in LA and wake up at 8 o'clock in the morning. It's 11 o'clock on the East Coast. The stock market been open 2 hours. They already making decisions about your life and your ass was asleep. The Bible says, he who loves to sleep and the folding of hands, poverty will set upon you like a thief in the night. He who loves to sleep and the folding of hands, poverty will set upon you like a thief in the night. I'm gonna ask you one question, I'm gonna go. How many of you in here know somebody who loves to sleep? Who knows somebody that loves to sleep? Let me ask you something, ain't they Poe?
If you want to be a great player, if you play every single day, 2-3 hours, every single day, over the course of a year, how much better are you getting? Most kids will play maybe, an hour and a half, 2 days a week.
Right.
Do the math on that. It's not going to get it done. It's not going to get it done, right? So if you're obsessively training 2-3 hours every single day over a year, over 2 years,
you're accelerating.
You make quantum leaps.
You don't have to live in suffering and pain and failure all the time. You have to learn, I need to visit it. Like people hate working out. You're only gonna visit working out maybe an hour a day. 23 other hours of the day, you're not in it. But how you become in shape is you must visit suffering, visit working out 1 hour a day. Visit suffering 1 hour a day. Visit your past failures 1 hour a day. The relationship with it is the answers are in there. They are in there. Within the suffering, go in there, and I call it the live autopsy. The live autopsy, how you find out someone died, they crack you open after you're dead. How you can live is do it while you're alive.
If I'm getting frustrated and I show that to you, what does that do? You're getting, all of a sudden, you just go level up. You think, oh my God, he's frustrated right now. He can't, I'm working, this is working against him. If I'm just saying the same face all the time, which is what I do primarily, people think, transparency. We hear that all the time these days. Transparency. You gotta be transparent. No, actually you don't.
Yeah, not with that.
You don't have to be transparent all the time. You have to win the game. You know what? Does the football coach go out and hand his playbook to the other football team? No. He's got to win the game.
Yeah, typically not.
And that's not how you win the game.
There is no time in any scenario when working hard is going to be the wrong answer. You should always try your very best in all things. I will smoke 10 cigars a day and beat the shit out of you because I train harder than you can possibly fathom. Pain is an extremely important part of the equation. Pain is the elixir of success. When people say this bad thing happened to me and I'm suffering, I say good. It is pain which is required. It's one of the elements in the chemical reaction. If the chemical reaction requires 5 particular distinct compounds and you have 4 and you're missing 1, it simply doesn't work. Pain for a man is one of the most important elements in becoming successful.